Someone who's very loved up is Kylie Minogue, who announced her engagement over the weekend. But have you seen her massive rock?
Ooh,
now, it probably weighs actually more than she does. But I don't know, is it too big, do we think?
No, I think it's not big enough. It's not even glass plastic, you idiot. It is. Well, you know what I think? I think, you know, it's great that these celebrities... Do you want to have a look at that? I think it's great that these celebrities have all these big rings and all that stuff. Good for them. But the problem is, I've got a bit of a theory. The bigger the ring, the short... Obviously not for you, Kylie, because we love Kylie. But the bigger the ring, the shorter the marriage. Think of it. Whenever you see these big old engagement rings, the relationship never lasts.
Look at that.
Look at that.
God.
I think they're incredibly
Kate Hudson's had about 4 of those, hasn't she?
Well, I've kept my engagement rings.
You've had them?
Yeah, I've got 3 engagement rings. Really blingy, and if you think back 100 years ago, nobody had these great big rocks, did they? They had different gemstones that all meant something. My first engagement ring was Victorian, and it was moonstones.
That's how long ago it was.
What's your friend? I consider you've been served notice. Actually, diamonds. This thing about these big blingy diamonds.
Yeah.
I mean, 50 years ago, nobody had a diamond, did they? I mean, talking seriously, they had pearls or they had less precious stones and they only spent, you know, a small amount of money on a ring, you know, what you could afford. But what do these statement rings say?
Marketing.
Yeah, it's very, very vulgar.
You're being very quiet, Nadia.
Well, I know, because I don't want to appear like a shallow human being.
Be shallow.
No, I mean, I've got the ring that Mark and I could afford, so it's a small, you know, it's a small ring. No, we don't want to break the bank and put ourselves in debt with the ring, but I have to say, every time Penny or Katie Price are here, I'm a mess.
Yeah.
I was like, don't ask me to have any real topics, because I'm just looking at them. In fact, the first time I met Penny, we were both in makeup, and she was talking and talking, and I realised that everything she was saying was sort of a weird blur, and I had to say, oh, sorry, Penny, I haven't understood a word that you said.
You're looking at the engagement ring.
I said, can you promise me one day that I can see it up close? And she just went, bang! I was like, and she said, well, what do you expect if I'm 6'4"? And I thought, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah,
she's going to need one that will show up.
But the thing is, I remember Christine Bleakley coming in one day, and again, her engagement ring was magnificent, you know. But she wears it with the diamond under here. And I said to her, oh, is it too big? I thought it was too big, and it kept going on. And she said, no, I just get a bit embarrassed.
Embarrassed.
She said, I feel it's a bit too, you know,
being embarrassed didn't stop her accepting it.
Here's my problem with it. To me, whatever the engagement ring's like, it's about what it means to me. So it doesn't matter if it's a curtain ring or whatever. It's the fact that somebody is going, I wouldn't care if that's all he could afford. The fact that he was saying, I want to spend the rest of my life with you would be enough for me. And
would he need a 6-pack as well as a curtain ring locally?